Hello, I'm Min Kobayashi and this is What's for Thought. Today I'm going to do my wrap-up because I haven't done a wrap-up yet at all. And I have read something like 27 books that are not for school this year. And I think that since I haven't done really anything to do with my TBRs, so I should probably let you know what I'm actually reading. And all of these, I do very detailed things on Goodreads. I normally write a general synopsis and then a list of things that I liked and a list of things I didn't like. I'm not going to be able to do that with almost 30 books. So check out my Goodreads or let me know if you have any review of any of these books. My one-star books, not as generous as some people are. These are books that are badly written or I just thought the people in them were horrible examples and just were dicks, pretty much. Very much value kindness and respect for people and being tactful in the way that you deal with people, even if you're mad at them, to think before you say stuff. And protagonists that are just outright rude and defensive all the time really turn me the wrong way, so that's why some of these books are lower down on here. Also confusing writing or just things that just don't make sense. So first of all, The Future of Us is in this. This is Jay Asher and Caroline Mackler. And also Sinful Cinderella, which is by Anita Vale. It is novella, and it was horribly written, but it is a great premise. Please someone rewrite it in a better way. Dorothy Must Die. I DNF'd this book. I'm sorry, it had so much girl hate in it. It was atrocious. 2 stars. Timon of Athens by William Shakespeare. It was nothing extraordinary in this, sadly, though it was a Shakespeare play, so it had lots of good quotes. Throne of Glass by Sarah J. Maas. I discovered BookTube because of this book because I didn't know what the heck was going on. Neither did anyone on BookTube. I can't give it higher stars, although I will continue on the series. Crimson Bound by Rosamund Hodge. Life Before You. I knew the story halfway through. Very predictable, but she was Canadian, which I like. 3. A Darker Shade of Magic. I thought this would be higher. It had beautiful writing, but the plot did not drive me as much as I thought it would. Tess, Paige, and Lady Knight by Tamara Pierce. This is a story about a girl who is the first known knight in the land of Tortal. I love this series, and that's why it's at 3 stars. 3 stars are books that were good. They just weren't anything extraordinary. The Selection by Kira Cass is also a 3-star book for me. The Wonderful Wizard of Oz. The Red Queen, which had a great ending, which is probably the only reason why it's not a 2-star. Ender's Shadow, which is a very good book. I enjoyed it a lot. Me, Earl, and the Dying Girl, it started out great. I liked like the very end. I liked the whole premise of why he was doing it, everything like that. But it became less funny. One of my favorite books on here, which only has 3 stars because it's a good book, but it's not, I guess it's nothing is extraordinary about this book. It's just ridiculously funny. And that means, don't worry, it gets worse. A 20-something's mostly failed attempts at adulthood. This is one of the most hilarious things of being an adult and living on your own that I have ever seen. And it defined my life completely, as we have very different experiences and everything, but a lot of it I was like, yeah, this is true. My 4 stars are books that were amazing. They were better than what I should have expected. And Squire by Tamara Pierce in the 3rd book in The Protector of the Small was extraordinary. I love Tamara Pierce simply because she's not afraid to deal with things. She also deals with things like sex and how it influences women versus men. I don't see that in fantasy books. Just having books that talk frankly about people exploring, is this something I want to do? These questions in an honest way, I really appreciated it. Go Set a Watchman. Oh, I have so many feels about this book. This book is extraordinary. I loved it. It deals with not making people into gods, how people disappoint you, and isn't afraid to embrace the realities of life. And she got a lot of flack on this book because people are like, you ruined everyone. Well, people in real life aren't gods, as she brings up in the book. They make mistakes. It's an extraordinary story of her memoir. I was really challenged by it and I cried a lot. It has to do with many issues that are just very traumatic. It's by Marissa Meyer. I had my issues with Catherine. They're on Goodreads. I can do a review of this book if you want me to. Fangirl by Rainbow Rowell. This book was extraordinary. It dealt with anxiety in a realistic way. The Mystery of Hollow Places by Rebecca Podest was one of my favorite books I have read in a really, really long time. The description of depression in the book was extraordinary. I literally just started crying because I was like, I have never seen someone actually describe depression, how it actually feels. And the feelings of not wanting to be troubled waters or not wanting to follow in their parents' footsteps is something I think is very realistic. In my 5-star books, I only have 10 5-star books on all of Goodreads. These books are Symptoms of Being a Human, and then Rightful: The Story of Irina Antwa. I reread my sister's book and I'm biased, but I do love her work. Have a great time. Tell me what your favorite book of this year was, and happy reading.